Okay, so this is something that I feel could eventually happen, but I'm hoping that it doesn't. We all know Sony bought out Bungie this past year, and I think it was for like 3.6 billion or something like that. And I think they now own like the rights to the Halo series, and apparently we're gonna be getting Halo games on the PlayStation 5 in the future. But there's a lot of people who feel that Sony's not done acquiring video game companies. And some people feel that, companies and corporations like, Square Enix and even Capcom can, be next on their radar. And the thing is, like, you look at Capcom, like, some of the best video game series that Capcom has going for them include Street Fighter, Resident Evil, and the Monster Hunter series. And the thing is, I don't think that Sony necessarily needs Capcom to survive or to thrive or what have you. But at the same time, I do feel that either Sony or Microsoft owning, Capcom or just like buying them out altogether for billions of dollars, that could be something that could be detrimental to the sales of, Capcom games, maybe outside of like the Monster Hunter series, because you look at the Monster Hunter World game, which came out back in 2018. That game sold like 4.6 million, and I think that was like a PlayStation 4 exclusive game. And the thing is, I think Street Fighter recently came out. It's already reached over 1 mil, but the thing is, I'm almost certain that if Street Fighter 6 was a PlayStation 5 exclusive, it probably wouldn't have sold that much that fast. But who knows, because the hype for that game was insane. Everything looked impressive. It's probably one of the best fighting games I've seen in quite some time. But yeah, I do feel like Capcom games are generally more popular on Sony or Nintendo consoles in general. And because of that, I do feel that, Sony would have a lot to gain from buying out Capcom. And I'm pretty sure like a lot of people are not necessarily in favor of Microsoft and Sony buying out certain video game companies and all that stuff. And even though both companies, they try to promote fairness and make it so that you can play certain games on the competitor's console, whether it be through cloud gaming or what have you. It's something that is temporary for the most part. And hopefully we won't be in a position where we have to pick and choose what console we want based off of what video games are going to be exclusive to those consoles. And I do know that, Capcom for the most part, some of their franchises are still really popular. In fact, video game franchises like Devil May Cry and Resident Evil, and, they're more popular than they have ever been. And I do feel that as time goes by, they're only going to increase in popularity. And I can honestly see Sony possibly buying out Square Enix sometimes in the future, because I feel like more RPG games developed by Square Enix stand out on either PlayStation or Nintendo consoles than they do on Xbox for the most part. Because when you think about Microsoft's Xbox consoles, you mainly think about, third person or first person shooters. Like Halo and stuff like that. And you think of more reality-based games. I mean, PlayStation 5 has reality-based games. Reality-based games are generally third-party games. But you look at like Square Enix, and you look at the fact that, Final Fantasy 16, right? It's coming out this year. Basically, Final Fantasy 16 is a PlayStation 5 exclusive from what I heard. And it seems like Sony might be heading in that direction in terms of possibly, buying out Square Enix in the future, because I believe Final Fantasy 15 was on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 and PC. For whatever reason, Final Fantasy 16 is likely to be a PlayStation 5 exclusive. And I do feel that that is something that can either help or hinder Final Fantasy 16's like commercial success in the future. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see like how popular and how successful Final Fantasy 16 is from now up until like 2024 or 2025. But yeah, I mean, I would expect Sony to buy out Square Enix before they buy out Capcom in the future. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people are hoping that, it doesn't come to that and we'll be able to play, more third party games from either Square Enix or Capcom on multiple game systems opposed to just, the PlayStation 5.